What's going on today, guys? You're back with Phil Allen, PA Exotics, and we're going to go through breeding crested geckos today, specifically 5 steps to breeding crested geckos. Now first, a little backstory with me. Obviously you don't want to be listening to somebody about breeding geckos if you don't think they've ever bred geckos. So I have only been breeding geckos for about 2 years. I've bred a lot in 2 years, and I've learned a lot in 2 years. I'm very dedicated, so I feel like I know enough to teach you guys how to breed these little guys. I've been very successful in breeding, especially recently. I'm actually paired up with some females and males right now. There's one male in there, he'll switch out, I'll put another one in, that's a total different story. But I can actually show you right now. This is a male in my hands, as you can see. But you can see a female in there digging around. She's actually testing the humidity. What she's doing is actually testing the humidity of that lay box to see if that, when she goes to lay, if it's going to be right for the eggs. So that's a really good sign. What I did was I bought actually this guy and another male down there. I had bought them as little babies, and as you know, you can't tell the sex of a crested gecko until about 6 or 7 months, where their literal balls drop or not. So I bought 2 crested geckos, little babies, was hoping for a male and a female. Turned out to be both males, figured that out in about 2 months, right buddy? And then I decided, you know what, I'm not even going to screw around, I'm going to go buy 2 proven breeder females that have proven to have laid before. So I know for a fact that they're going to lay. So I did. I went and bought a Super Dalmatian. I bought a regular cream with a little bit of Dalmatian in it, but just more of a regular. And I've been breeding ever since, and I love it. Like I said, I've learned a lot. I've created some cool animals. We won't get into that now. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen them, but I have created some pretty cool animals. But let's get into step 1. Step 1 is actually going to be setting up your tanks, because I don't ever recommend buying an animal unless you set up your tanks. So what I use is, originally I was using these Exoterras, these big ones here. I would put my 3 to 4 females in one and 1 male in the other. I recommend starting with 1 male to 2 females. If you can, about 1.5 years to 2 years old is like a perfect age to start out with. But you want to make sure you have your habitat set up. You want a lot of hiding places in the female's tank. There's going to be a lot of females in there. They're going to be together a lot. So you want them to be able to separate and get away from each other. When the male's in there, sometimes the females don't really want to deal with him at some point, so they want to get away from him and hide. So you have to have some pretty good hiding spots to know the females. Now, step 2 is actually going to be picking your geckos. Like I said before, what you're going to want to do is buy 1 male and 2 females to start out with, at least 2. You can buy more than 2, but I don't recommend it. I would start small and work your way up. So buy 1 male, 2 females. About 1.5 years to 2 years old would be a perfect age to start out with. And most importantly, buy all the same color morph, if you know what I mean. You want to work with one thing at a time. You don't just want to jump in with like 10 different types of cresteds, different colors, and you're going to mash it all up. It's not going to be fun and enjoyable. You want to work with one type, like a Dalmatian or a Pinstripe or Harlequin. Buy all 3 of those, work with that. Once you get that one down, move on to the next one. So, step 2, buying your animals. Buy the ones you want, buy a male and at least 2 females. Step 3 is actually going to be pre-breeding. So what you're going to do here is you're going to have to set up your incubator. Crested gecko eggs can be kept at room temperature, which is about 74 to 80 degrees. 74 degrees, they're going to hatch out in about 3 months, be a little bit stronger, hardier when they come out. 80 degrees, they're going to hatch out in about 2 months, and they're going to be a little flimsy, a little small. I run mine around 74 to 76, so they come out a little bit bigger in about 3 months. I'd rather have them in the egg longer and have them come out sturdy than have to worry about them when they're out here in a tank, you know. What you also want to do is set up your hatchling containers. You got to think that 1 female can lay up to 4 clutches from 1 bang, so to speak. She can lay up to 4 clutches of 2 eggs apiece. It's probably going to be 2. It could be 1, but it's usually going to be 2 eggs apiece. So you could have approximately 8 viable eggs, which is 8 viable babies. You need to be able to house those babies. Now, it may take 3 months, but you should get this stuff out of the way before you even start breeding, you need to get this stuff done, out of the way, and down so you know what you're doing. You also need to get your feeding schedule down with your cresteds. You want to get on a schedule with them. You know, I do, during breeding, I do 3 days a week, and I give them the weekends off. I usually give them insects on the weekend. When I'm on the off season, I do 2 days during the week, and I give them insects probably every other weekend. Not as much protein and calcium packed in there because they're not producing eggs. They're kind of cooling down, you know what I mean? So step 4 is actually going to be breeding, which is actually pretty easy. You just take the male, put him in with the females, leave him in there for about 10 days, take him out, put him back in his container, feed him up, water him, feed them up, water them. I do put food in there when they're all in there together, just because I feel like I put 2 cups in there, one on either side, so I don't really think they're going to fight over it. But yeah, breeding them is actually really easy. It's the next part that's a little tough. Step 5 is going to be post-breeding. This is after you've pulled your male out. What are you going to do now? So what you're going to do is in about 20 to 30 days, that female is going to start dropping eggs. But as I showed you in the beginning, they're going to be digging that whole time in there. And what you'll see after about 20 to 30 days is they'll dig it all to one side, and they'll pack it all back in. When they do that and they leave it, you have eggs. You have to check that lay box daily. But I wouldn't recommend pawing through it daily because they're not going to feel like that's a safe environment to lay their eggs. They're going to lay their eggs somewhere in the tank. Eggs aren't going to make it because they weren't laid in the proper substrate. You know what I mean? You just stressed them out. So you kind of got to be careful. It's an art. It's an art, breeding. But yeah, just keep your eye out. About 30 days in, she's probably going to start laying eggs, and then she's going to, like I said before, lay up to 4 clutches over the next little bit. And once that's all done, the eggs are all laid, I give my females 3 months off. Yeah, I feed them up for about a week or 2, and then I give them 3 months off, and then we just start the process all over again. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped. When I started breeding cresteds, I went through YouTube, watched everything. I went online, I read everything. I even went and got books, and it was actually the books that helped me the most. I don't have them right here, or I'd show you what they are, but they're pretty generic crested books. I recommend going out and reading books, not just watching these videos, but at least these videos will help you out a little bit, give you a general idea of what you're getting yourself into. So I really hope this video helped you, and if it did, comment down below, let me know. Also, if you can, you made it this far in the video, comment down below, tell me what your favorite Crested Gecko morph is. Do you like pinstripes? Do you like Harleys? How about Dalmatians? What do you like? Let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.